What we have here is probably Grand Seiko's best release of the year. My first impression started off by loving the piece, but I felt like I was the only one. Let's face it, pulling off a pink dial for a man's watch is quite unheard of. Sure, salmon dials have been quite popular as of late. Brands like Patek Philippe embrace the color with their 5004G piece unique, or AP, they embraced their Royal Oak 15202 with a beautiful salmon dial as we saw earlier this year. But to go full pink is a different story. As of right now, judging by the comments in all of our videos and articles that I've read, the pink on the dial of the SBGA413 is by far the most popular out of the four. How did Grand Seiko manage this? Well, for starters, it kinda makes sense. Around March, April, and May, it's springtime in Japan. Spring in Japan, however, is quite different from anywhere else. If you aren't aware of what it's like during these months, then the pink dial is probably a bit confusing. In a nutshell, during the spring, the cherry blossoms, also known as sakura, are usually only in full bloom for around a week. After the full bloom, the flowers start to fall gracefully from the trees. The blossoms are said to be the most beautiful in the final stage in Japan. The blooming of the cherry blossom tree symbolizes human life and nobleness according to the Japanese. Now we can obviously see the inspiration of the dial comes from the white and pink petals that float to the ground, and they captured it quite beautifully. The dial does in fact play with the light quite drastically. In some lights it has a soft pink dial, while in darker settings it turns into a soft shade of white, but still maintaining those little bits of shades of pink. Now, out of all of the Seasons collection, they definitely perfected this dial to perfectly showcase the spring inspiration. Now, let's get the specifications of this watch out of the way. First, this watch has a 40mm case with a 21mm strap size, and it has a thickness of 12.9mm. However, as you can probably tell, the watch is bezel-less, due to the fact that actually makes the watch appear a lot smaller on the wrist. Quite frankly, I can't see any wrist size that can't sport this watch. So 2 out of the 4 models are actually made out of titanium. Both the spring drive models, which is the spring and the winter, are made out of titanium, and then the autumn and the summer are made out of stainless steel. Now, all 4 models actually still have the Zaratsu polishing. Zaratsu polishing, in a nutshell, is a mirror-like finish that people tend to love when it comes to Grand Seiko. In fact, it actually kind of spoils you from any other type of finishing when you experience Zaratsu polishing for the first time. Now, the movement inside this watch is the 9R65 spring drive caliber. This movement is accurate to plus or minus 1 second per day, and or plus or minus 10 seconds per month. If you're obsessed with accuracy and you absolutely love the ultra smooth sweep of the spring drive movement, I would personally go with this watch or the SBGA415. My overall thoughts, this watch is absolutely stunning, especially in the metal. When you tend to see it in pictures, sometimes the dial looks a little bit more pink than you would like. However, if you see this watch in the metal, many have said that this is their absolute favorite, and I completely understand why. When it comes to all 4 seasons, I can personally say that when it comes to springtime, the SBGA413 perfected it. That pinkish dial, when it turns white, it looks absolutely stunning, and there hasn't been a single lighting that I've seen this watch that it didn't look great. But guys, if you're interested in any Grand Seiko, make sure you check out exquisitetimepieces.com. They're an authorized dealer for Grand Seiko as well as Omega, Blvd, and many other brands. They also have really cool pre-owned watches, so make sure you check them out, and when you do, mention that you heard about them from the channel. But guys, as always, I wanted to thank you so much for watching. Please add in the comment section below what your favorite model is. Personally, the winter is my favorite. However, the spring has been catching my eye a lot. So guys, let us know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.